Well, I'm excited to be here too. My name is Jheri Hardaway. I recently graduated from Kingston University in London, England. And but before that, I was sitting right where you are. So I'm here to talk to you about how my exposure to science in this program enriched my explorations and helped me in completing my degrees. So there's a couple of distinct ways that stick out in my mind as to how this program has helped me. So first I have a question though. How many of you have heard the expression wrong place, wrong time? Right. Okay, so I'd like to challenge you today to consider the binary opposition of wrong place, wrong time. Can anybody tell me what a binary opposition is? Anybody? Okay. So, by definition, a binary opposition is a pair of related terms or concepts that are opposite in meaning. So, right, wrong, up, down, right, left, that kind of thing. So, can anybody tell me the binary opposition of wrong place, wrong time?
Right place, right time.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Okay, so what I feel like my situation has come about by me being in the right place at the right time, and that right place started by being a part of this program. So I started off at Southeast Raleigh High School. I graduated in 2007. And I went to North Carolina A&T, Aggie Pride. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so I would have to say the first point that I want to make to you that I gained from this program is using my resources. Definitely coming to a MOTAB on the weekends. I'm sure you guys don't have this problem, but for me and my mom, waking up on a Saturday morning, yeah, we had some issues with that, you know, but I can honestly tell you now that I've done it, that it was the best decision. And every Saturday when my mom came, tapping me on the shoulder to wake me up, you know, I appreciate that now. You know, it means a lot more to me now than it did at the time. So, you know, being here for the extra assistance, being able to ask the teachers about clarification and things that I learned in class. And during school, you know, the school day goes so fast, you might not have the same attention or the same opportunities to ask your teacher, I don't understand this, or you might not feel comfortable, but here, I felt like MOTAB was a resource where I could really stop and listen and take in information that I didn't get in the classroom. So the first point would definitely be the use of my resources. So after I graduated and moved, I was at North Carolina A&T. I joined a sorority, AKA, and I started to notice one of the same things that we dealt with here at MOTAB was the presence of minorities in science and STEM. And now that I've been in the university and in these different educational settings and professional settings, I really see that that really is an issue, that the minority presence really isn't there. So it really is important for you to take this time to grasp all the information you can and all the professionalism and, you know, really learn and appreciate being in the learning atmosphere and you know, hold on to those types of experiences because, you know, it's not something that minorities have been a part of, or it's not something that is prevalent in our community. So this time is, you know, one that you should really, really appreciate and really take advantage of to the full extent. So while at A&T, I used my resources and I sent out a couple of letters and I did some scholarships and I was able to generate enough money to study abroad. So I went to Switzerland and I kept a blog. And later, I came home and I published the blog into a book. So I visited 7 countries. The book cover has some landmarks. I saw the Colosseum in Rome, and the Eiffel Tower in Paris, and the Sagrada Familia in Barcelona. And I was able to go all of these places and still get credit that helped me graduate from North Carolina A&T. I was studying multilateral diplomacy and social justice in Switzerland, which caused me to spend a lot of time with the United Nations and the different organizations that come under the United Nations, UNESCO, or you know some other ones that you guys may have heard of before. So, as a part of using my resources, I kept the blog as a promise to the people who helped me do the fundraising. So I had about 30,000 words that were just kind of out there in blog world. So I self-published a book, and it's called Meet Me for Cheese and Chocolate, the same cover you just saw. And the book helped me move on to my next step, which was graduate school. So at first, I know a lot of times you guys feel like this is too hard or this is too challenging. Well, I hit that same brick wall when I was preparing to graduate from North Carolina A&T. At first, I wanted to go to law school. I took the LSAT, did terrible. So then I was like, oh, I'll just do another grad program. I took the Jheri. That didn't work well either. So what I decided to do was I like writing, so I looked for some creative writing programs, and I was able to submit writing samples. So they took a couple of looks at my book, and I was accepted into Kingston University in London, and I spent the last year and a half there. So from Kingston, more opportunities opened up. I used my resources. I paid attention to what was going on around me, and everybody, during this time in London, everybody was talking about the Jubilee, and everybody was talking about the Olympics. And I was like, oh man, I have to find a way. I have to find a way to go. I want to see something. You can't be all the way in London and not be able to be a part of the games. So at school, one day I was riding the school bus. We had the same double-decker school buses, that they have like regular on the streets in London. And I saw a flyer, and on the flyer it said, "Don't be a couch potato." And in the corner, really, really, really small, it had the NBC logo. So I applied, and I had 2 interviews, and I got the job. So I worked for NBC Olympics as a runner. I met every person there because I was doing the credentialing, basically give people their passes and their travel card once they got there. And I had a phenomenal time. I was able to work directly under the vice president of NBC Sports. I met every single person, literally from the janitors to the CEO, and I was hired on as an Olympic employee. So I'll be going back to the next Olympics, which will be in Sochi, Russia in 2014. So, I wanted to share this with you because I want you all to know that you use your resources, be available, be outgoing, be the one to ask questions, be the one to participate, pay attention to what's going on around you, and just persevere.